I do not drink agua often, but when I do, I drink it from the tap. Except, of course, when I am in Mexico. Then I drink it only from the bottle. Stay thirsty, mis amigos. Hola, clase. Me llamo Grammar Gregorio, and I'm going to talk to you about AR ending verbs. Es muy importante. It's so importante. The title is on there 3 times. Okay, what is an AR verb, you might ask? Recall Unit 1, Lesson 1. We learn a bunch of these in the purple. Hopefully you remember the majority of them. But for all practical purposes, we're not going to talk much about the verb jugar yet. It's complicated. Just take my word for it. If you look at the bottom of this list, there are some verbs from Unit 2, Lesson 1. Notice the endings for each and every one of these. They all end in AR, and they are all verbs. Next, another thing you should recall are subject pronouns. It was really super important that you learn these. What are they, what they mean, and how they're used, because they're going to use in correlation to our AR verbs. For example, the endings for AR verbs are O in the yo form, AS in the to form, and A in the LA usted. Nosotros endings is amos, and the ellos, ellas, ustedes endings are on. And just in case you need to know, in the vosotros form, the endings are ice. Okay, let me show you how this is used. So what you do is you take a verb, for example, hablar, which means to talk or to speak, and to be able to conjugate the verb hablar, remember that hablar by itself is the infinitive. And to conjugate it, what you do is you drop this ending, this AR ending, you keep the stem, H-A-B-L, and you put in the appropriate ending. For example, in the yo form, hablar is hablo. What I did is drop the AR, I substituted an O, and that means I talk or I speak. Next, in the to form, it's hablas. Again, drop the AR, substitute the AS. Hablas means you talk or you speak. Or in question form, it means do you talk or do you speak? Habla means he or she speaks, but in the usted form, it means you formal talk or speak. So right here on the left-hand column, we have the singular forms of hablar. Next, we have hablamos, which means we talk or we speak. Same thing, same routine, very consistent. Drop the AR, substitute the ending, in this case, which is amos, and there you have it. We talk. Habláis is the vosotros form. And then hablan is they talk or they speak. It's also the ustedes form, which is you plural talk or you plural speak. So we have hablo, hablas, habla, hablos, and hablan. Here we have the present tense forms of the verb hablar. Here are all 5 conjugations. Make sure you record them into your AR verb sheet. Finally, we have some practice at the bottom of your page. Taking what we have learned with the regular AR verbs, you have to conjugate them into the appropriate form. For example, this first one says, yo blank la comida, and the verb is preparar. So you drop the AR, it's either going to be o, as, a, amos, an. So the subject needs to correspond with the verb. So if you go back to our subject pronouns, and you find yo, and you go to your verb chart, and you go to the ending, the subject is going to correspond with the ending. Let me show you what I mean. Let's jump back here. Here's the subject pronoun yo. It's in the upper left-hand corner. And here we have the ending, o, which corresponds to AR ending verbs in the yo form. So that means this one right here is going to end in the letter O. Did you come up with an answer? Drum roll, please. Ta-da! I'm sure you got it right. You're so intelligent. Estudiantes, complete the rest of these problems and bring them back to class for tomorrow. If you have any questions, you can bring those as well. Bueno, me llamo Grammar Gregorio y hasta luego.